Hey guys, we want to say thank you to our sponsor, Cut Shield, for bringing you this episode. Make sure you check them out on the link below and use the promo code for 25% off your order. Used by all 32 NHL teams and players, Cut Shield is the premier protective player clothing designed by players for players. Their innovative cut resistant clothing has prevented serious injury to numerous players, including over 30 NHL players. Cut Shield gives you the peace of mind to go out and play without worrying about injury. Use our promo code Grove City Hockey, all lowercase and no space, for an additional 25% off your order today.
Now carried it in back into goal.
That was a beautiful passing play right there, Sean.
What a save! Woo! Talk about a move.
Welcome to another exciting edition to Grove City Hockey Presents
Hockey in our neck of the woods, and you, sir, were a very talked about person towards the end.
I'm a fifth-year senior, kind of. Well, it's my sixth year of college. Incredible.
Welcome to GCH Podcast. I'm your host, Ben W. Stock, and with me is a very special guest. I've got Tyler Shetland from Epic Society Pro Team. How you doing, Tyler?
Good. How are you?
Oh, fantastic, man. Glad to have you on the show. Dan has been doing nothing but talking good things about you guys and Blood and Feathers. So I'm excited to get you guys on the pod to talk about your guys' upcoming pro season. It is roller season, so it's going to be kind of fun to see how this turns out. I know you guys are pretty excited, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, we're buzzing. We've been making this team, crafting this roster for about 4 years now, and we're excited to debut for sure.
Oh, I'm excited to see how you guys start out. So you guys right now are only going to be doing one major NARCH or one major pro tournament series this year, possibly a second one up in Vancouver, right?
Yeah, as of right now, we're only going to be at NARCH finals. It was really the big tournament that we could coordinate everybody to get to all in advance, and just to know that we're going to have a full roster locked and loaded that we knew we wanted to bring out.
Right. That's awesome. Well, if you guys do make it over to State Wars is just a couple hours away from me. I might swing down and try to see if I can't get some coverage in on that.
That'd be awesome.
That would be really cool. So tell us a little bit about yourself, because you are from California, Laguna Hills. You're 22 years old. Are you currently enrolled at the University of Arizona?
I am. So I play ice hockey there. Yep. I've been playing ice my whole life. I jumped in the roller kind of late-ish, around 19. I started playing competitively. And then we really just started, a bunch of us guys that are like me that are in college playing ice or in pro that just love roller, wanted to come together and make this team we have now.
Nice. That's awesome. So you've done a couple of different leagues, right? Throughout the country a little bit?
Yeah. So I played in the Manitoba Junior League up in Canada. I played in the SIJHL out in Wisconsin. I played in the NCDC in New Hampshire. And then I went to a school in Northeast Indiana after that before coming to U.
At Trine University, which is actually not that far from where I actually grew up.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. I grew up in Sturgis, which I think is about 35 minutes away from where Trine University is at now. So, so it's pretty cool. It's like a small world.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, especially out there.
Yeah, it really is. And there's not a whole lot of, hockey near that area. You really got to travel. So I migrated north to Kalamazoo for a little bit, and then I went out to Saginaw for a little bit, left the state for a little bit, left the country for a little bit. So it was pretty cool getting all over the country to really, and play hockey. Yeah. So tell us why you chose to go with the hockey route. I mean, did you obviously said you grew up playing hockey. Like what was the thing that drew you to hockey over versus the other sports?
It's kind of a funny story. So my dad was a lifelong hockey fan, but he never really played growing up. He picked up sticks and skates at 26, so kind of later on. And when I was 2, I was on skates. When I was 3, I had a stick in my hand, and I kind of never looked back. I mean,
Right.
I tried other sports, but I just couldn't really fall in love with anything like I did hockey. So
That's
yeah,
awesome. Yeah, my son, he's 3.5 and he already has his first set of rollerblades.
yeah,
And
there you go.
he
Start 'em
loves
early.
it. Yeah,
Yeah,
he just loves it. He's still trying to like I'll let him wear the skates on in the house, and because it's carpet and he doesn't have to worry about going too fast because he's just still learning how to manhandle everything. Um, so you said you played some other sports. So do you prefer roller or ice hockey, or is it like a combination of both, and why?
honestly, I'd have to go with the combination. I couldn't really choose one over the other, and honestly, it's because they're kind of like different sports in a way. I
Mhm.
mean, you do have the same gear and all, but it's a completely different game. I mean, roller's so much more possession and soccer, basketball like compared to ice hockey. Like, I think ice hockey is just kind of in its own category. But yeah, no, roller's the perfect alternative to that grind. So
Yeah, for
yeah.
sure. That was one of the things that I had learned when I was coaching over in Africa. It was one of those where it's like like other coaches would come over and they would be like, hey, let's brainstorm. We're all trying to learn and help grow over there. And it was so cool because like Chris Weaver, he's the president of the World Wildlife Federation in all of Southwest Africa. When I was over there, and he still might be the president there. And he was like, there's one thing about roller hockey that I absolutely love, and he's a basketball guy, and his dad was actually a was an assistant coach in in the world's greatest Super Bowl, that Miami San Diego Chargers game, if I'm not mistaken. So he happened to be, at that particular game, and he was just dissecting the way roller hockey is versus basketball, and how it's really very similar as to okay, hey, you got the puck possession, you had the 5-on-5, you really have to maintain um, like you said, the possession, because with that you can control the outcome of the game because you're going to get your shots, you're going to get your opportunities. It's all about getting those set plays going, so that way you can get things rolling around.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, for sure. And especially in roller, I mean, it's the perfect kind of thing to work on your ice game too. I mean, and it's no short to roller at all. I mean, roller's got some of the most talented hockey players on the planet playing right now. So, I mean, there's definitely
Oh,
no like, knock there or anything. But yeah, I mean, I totally think that's awesome how they look at it, how they can paint it down to basketball. And yeah, I mean, it's all just beat one guy and then everything else unfolds. So you
yep.
just kind of
And
got to
then
figure it out from there.
exactly, it's all about finding that open guy, getting the odd man or a 2-on-1, hitting that open guy, because once you get one open guy, another guy's going to be open up in 2 seconds, within a half
Exactly.
a second later. you
Hmm.
know so playing that tic tac type of hockey is a lot of entertainment, because it's so open, so fast. You're playing 4-on-4 versus 5-on-5, so you get an extra, I think, if my math was correct when I was doing this years ago, like you get an extra 15 feet of extra space out there within your circumference, because you don't have to worry about that extra guy.
Hmm. Yeah, you
So
definitely have a little bit more time, but that also forces you have to make smarter decisions out there. Or
yeah.
yeah, your team just gets roasted out there.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
those back doors. I remember the first time I played in a system against Detroit, and it was my first experience playing at a higher level. I kind of got tossed into the wolves there for a few minutes, and but I survived and I did pretty well, I think, and but it was just like, oh, this is what they're doing and this is why they're doing it. And then it took me, I think a good 2.5 periods to figure that out. Like, oh, okay, here we go.
Uh-huh.
So 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 the NARCH Pro Finals, you got, I think there's 14 teams, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
that
14.
that have qualified. Of those 14 teams, which teams are you looking forward to playing against? Which teams are you kind of least likely say, I really do want to play them, but I hope it's not until the finals?
If I'm being honest, I kind of want a piece of everyone this year. I mean, we're a brand new team. Like I said, all of us are still eligible for 24U aside from one guy. We're all just hungry and we want to take on the best guys. So I think this year, more so than anything, it's going to be about development and about proving that we can play. So we definitely want to play the best teams that we can. But obviously, you want to see your Black Ices, your Palma, Car Shield later in the tournament if you can. But, more often than not, they're going to be in your brackets. You're going to see one of them early. But other than that, Skittles is good competition with us being another young team in the division. But other than that, yeah, really looking forward to playing against guys like Palma, Black Ice, and that Car Shield team. Assuming Adam, Ernie, and all those guys are coming.
Yeah, that Car Shield team is going to be one to watch this year, along with Pama too, because they always seem to reload. Like they'll get like 5 or 6 guys that'll just disappear, but then they always come back, with 3 guys that are just as strong, if not stronger than the 5 that they just lost.
Yeah, these guys, they're really good. So we're excited to see what we can do against them.
Cool. So now where's your home rink based out of? And do you guys get a chance to play some of those Pama guys or some of those Black Ice guys? I know Black Ice is typically an Eastern team, but I'm sure there's a couple that are playing out there with you guys.
Yeah, so our home rinks in Irvine over at the rinks where the finals are being held. As far as how much we get to play before the tournament, it's not really a lot that we get to play together. We all kind of be in our own separate training for off-season training, but we'll start to ramp up with a couple scrimmages. We'll play against some teams here and just kind of get some chemistry going before the tournament. But as far as playing with those other guys, like those Black Ice and Palma guys, we'll see them around the rink, like maybe skating in other like men's league games or stuff like that. But as far as organized scrimmages before these tournaments, there's not really a whole lot of them.
Which players are you looking forward to playing against outside of Adam, Ernie, and some of those Michigan boys, that are coming over as well?
Verstegen on Black Ice is a guy that gets overlooked for no reason. He is unbelievable. Obviously, those guys over there like Tyler Kraft, Kyle Mooney, Sigmund. You got your Mayhew, Mooney on Palma, Cadiz, Chavera, obviously, are 2 of the best out there ever. They're unbelievable. I mean, God, the list could go on and on. I mean, there's so many guys that are so good. So it should be a fun tournament.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm actually looking forward to it. This is probably one of the most loaded brackets that I've seen in quite some time. I would say it even rival the mid 2000s when it was really starting to pick up.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we're excited to see all these teams in. It's nice.
Because isn't it Leggett coming back to play in net or Troy Redmond's also playing in net for one of the teams?
I think he's either with I think he might be back with Black Ice this year.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of who. I know I think he's with John Shivo. Because I know Shivo, I'm not sure if he went to the Roadrunners or if he went somewhere else. But whoever I think Shivo's with, I think that's where Redmond ended up.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I'm not actually sure where Shivo ended up. So
yeah, I just happened to glance at it. But then again, it could have been like a different tournament thing too, like down in Nashville when they do the National Cup and stuff. But yeah, so cool. Yeah, and Etan, like Etan Chavera, Joaquin, I think he's still playing too. Like he's got, I think he's, I can't remember which one he's playing with.
I think Ringster.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah. And then you got the other young and up and coming team from Michigan with the Rage Cats, the former Border Cats guys. That should be pretty. It's just exciting. You're going to see just so many. And isn't there a team Sweden too?
Not sure if there's one in the pro division. There might be one coming, but yeah, I don't think anyone is going to be from Sweden in pro.
Okay. Okay. No, I just thought there was like a Team Sweden one for whatever, which one of the three tournaments, one of the three major tournaments, I guess you could say.
Mhm.
Tell me your favorite hockey memory. Like, for me, it'll always be, and I've told this on the pod before. Like my very first hockey game, didn't know anything about it. Never seen it on TV because hockey back in the early '90s, and late '80s, you really didn't see that on the TV too often. But going to the local pro rink at the IHL, with the Kalamazoo Wings, my uncle and my grandfather took me, and my uncle called for the puck, and the Colorado player shot the puck over the glass. He caught it barehanded, and I mean, I was like 6, maybe 7, and it just absolutely enthralled me, and I've been in love with the sport of hockey ever since. So tell us a couple memories that you love about hockey.
I have one specifically. It was definitely while I was playing. I was a 15U. We are on at the time, youth hockey was still separated by birth year. So, like,
Mhm.
for the junior Ducks specifically and the Kings, Sharks, you'd have a 99 team, a 2000 team, an 01 team, a 98, and so forth, like for all the birth years. It was our team's first year. We were a 15U team. We didn't even have a full roster. I think we had 11 forwards and 5D. We had to get second in state championships to make it to Pacific Districts. We ended up getting the second place. We go to Pacific Districts, and we're playing against, and we were just like the misfits there. We were arguably the joke of the tournament. And well, we didn't win it or anything, but we played against the Junior Kings 99 team. And that Junior Kings 99 team had Jake McGrew, who was drafted to the Sharks, Cole Gutman, who was drafted to the Lightning, Jack St. Ivany, who was drafted to the Flyers, Murphy Stratton, who played in the WHL the year after for a few years, Wozniak, he's with us now at Epic. He played in the BCHL 2 years after that. They had, God, I can't even, must have had a couple other guys, but just a ridiculous team. And against our little misfit team. And we went up 4-1 on them coming into the third period. It was just like a crazy game. Like, we were scoring the luckiest goals. And it came down to 6 minutes left. And it was like they decided to start trying. And we were just getting beaten up. I mean, we were in our zone for probably the entire last 6 minutes of the game. And they scored 2 goals. Not really very quick, but it was 4-3 with 2 minutes left to play. They had just scored. And everyone, we're all freaking out. Like, our coach is known for being a calm coach at the time. His name's Daryl Tiveron, guy who never freaks out. And this guy had 5 different veins running through his forehead. We're up a goal on this team in the district tournament. And with 14 seconds left, that Jake McGrew, who ended up getting drafted to the Sharks, he walks across the blue line. It is right at the corner of the boards where the blue line and the boards meet. So as far out as you can get. And he rips one over our goalie's shoulder that went into the top corner and bounced out like almost back to the red line. The shot was so hard. Like,
Wow.
And the ref blew it offsides right after. With 14
Saved by the
left.
offsides.
So yeah, we just packed in the house and won that game and celebrated like we won the Stanley Cup. And yeah, got in the Rubber magazine, and just, it was a big deal. But yeah, that's probably my favorite one.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. So, well, that's going to do it for this episode. So, actually, you know what? One more follow-up question. How do you guys feel you guys are going to do this year at NARCH Pro?
I'm optimistic for sure. We have a group that's hardworking. We are fast. We're skilled, and we're going to definitely be underestimated going into this tournament. So I think we definitely have a chance to get some wins against some people that we probably shouldn't beat. So I'm excited.
Cool. Well, I'm excited to watch it. I know I'll try to get the link up for you guys to be able to catch it out there as well. Maybe if you guys are doing pretty well, you guys you can grab a couple of your buddies and jump on and give us a quick update as to how things are going. And that would be pretty cool because I know I got Franny.
Sure.
I got Franny to do it while he was over in Italy for the Masters tournament. So that'd be kind of cool to maybe to get you guys on there and just to give us a little behind the scenes, how things are going and all that stuff. So
definitely.
But yeah, like I said, that'll do it for this episode. I want to thank Tyler for taking the time to come on the pod, and we appreciate everything that you do, bud.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Anytime. Get yourself some Cut Shield protective gear, man, because that stuff is the best in the market.
Will do.
All right, bud. We'll take care.
All right. Perfect. All right. You too. Thank you.